ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna, welcome back. So we are studying the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will study the second section of this chapter, which is quite a voluminous one. Verse number 9 to verse number 34. It is Sanjay's description. And this section can again be divided into 3 subsections. The first is 9 to 14. Verse 9 to verse 14, that is Sanjay's utterance. And verse 15 to verse 31, it is Sanjay's narrating Arjuna's description regarding the cosmic form of the Lord. And then 32 until verse number 34, it is Sanjaya narrating Bhagavan's self-revelation as Kala, that is eternal time. Okay, so we will first recite verse number 9, the first subdivision of this section. Sanjay uvacha evam uktva tato rajan महायोगेश्वरो हरिः दर्शयामास पार्थाय परमं रूपमैश्वरम्. Synonyms. Sanjaya uvacha, Sanjaya said, evam thus, uktva saying, tataha thereafter, Rajan O king, Mahayogesh Yoga Ishwaraha, the most powerful mystic, Harihi, the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna, Darshayam Asa, showed, Parthaya, unto Arjuna, Paramam, the divine, Rupam Aishwaram, universal form. Translation. Sanjaya said, O king, having spoken thus, the Supreme Lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed. So here we see the okay. Sanjaya says that Mahayogeshwaraha Harihi. Why Mahayogeshwara? As he manifested the Virat Vibhuti, the Vibhuti that is described in the previous chapter, now he is showing it, that Virat Vibhuti. So that is why he is Mahayogeshwara. We see the greatest of all mystic powers is the Lord, and that is why he is Yogeshwara. And here Sanjaya is emphasizing that he is Mahayogeshwara, that is, he is Asamurdhva, as we know. There is no one to excel him or to sit on the same platform along with him. So he is always at the topmost position, greatest of all. That is why he is Mahayogeshwara. And he is able to cause variegated, amazing happenings. That is why Mahayogeshwara. Because the mystic power, the mystic opulence he is exhibiting right at this moment is just undescribable. That is why Sanjay very joyously addressing the Lord as Mahayogeshwaraha Harihi. And why Harihi? Hari, because he can remove all darkness and inauspiciousness and ignorance, which is a stumbling block in seeing the Lord as he is. That is why Harihi. So it is very significant why Sanjaya is addressing the Lord as Mahayogeshwaraha Harihi here. So, the next verse. Next 10 and 11 we will recite together. अनेकवक्त्रनयनम् अनेकाद्भुतदर्शनम् अनेकदिव्याभरणं दिव्यनेकोद्यतायुधं दिव्यमाल्यम्बरधरं दिव्यगन्धानुलेपनं सर्वाश्चर्यमयं देवम् अनन्तं विश्वतोमुखम्. Aneka, various, Vaktra, mouths, Nayanam, eyes, Aneka, various, Adbhuta, wonderful, Darshanam, sights, Aneka, many, Divya, divine, Abharanam, ornaments, Divya, divine, Aneka, various, Udyata, uplifted, Ayudham, weapons, Divya, divine, Malya, garlands, Ambara, dresses, Dharam, wearing, Divya, divine, Gandha, fragrances, Anulepanam, smeared with, Sarva, all, Ashcharyamayam, wonderful, Devam, shining, Anantam, unlimited, Vishwatahamukham, all pervading. Translation: Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. So, this particular word, Aneka, has been used many times in this verse. See? Aneka Vaktranayanam, Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divyabharanam, Divya Aneka Udyata Ayudham, etc. So, which means many in that one form. And then Divyam, Divya Malya Ambaradharam, Divya Gandha Anulepanam. So, that which is the shining manifestation of Shuddha Sattva, that is why Divyam, without any tinges of Rajas and Tamas, which means this form is completely transcendental, spiritual. There is no tinge of any material thing, materialism or material nature in this. As it is said, Sarva Ashcharyamayam Devam Anantam Vishwatomukham, Divya Gandha, Divya Malya, Divya Ambaram. So everything is divine. So there is no material tinge in it. There is no Rajas and Tamas. It is only Shuddha Sattva. That is why it is transcendental. Okay, so the next. दिवि सूर्यसहस्रस्य भवेद्युगापदुत्थिता यदि भासदृशी सा स्याद् भासस्तस्य महात्मनः. Synonyms: Divi, in the sky, Surya, of suns, Sahasrasya, of many thousands, Bhavet, there were, Yugapad, simultaneously, Utthita, present, Yadi, if, Bhaha, light, Sadrishi, like that, Sa, that, Syat, might be, Bhasaha, effulgence, Tasya, of him, Mahatmanaha, the great Lord. Translation: If hundreds and thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. So here an indescribable vision is described by Sanjaya. And that is why he is also trying to give a mental picture to Dhritarashtra with imaginable phenomenon as effulgence of thousands of suns. Okay, so the next one. Now I will read only the translation and the meaning of the words you can study on your own later. Tatraikastham jagat krishnam pravibhaktam anekadha अपश्यद्देवदेवस्य शरीरे पाण्डवस्तदा. Translation. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. So, ekastham jagat apashya devadevasya sharire, Sanjaya said. And a very similar line Bhagavan uttered in 7th verse. Ekastham jagat krishnam pashya mama devadehe. He said it to Arjuna. That Arjuna, see the entire universe, the unlimited expansion situated in my body, mama dehe. And now Sanjaya is saying, apashya devadevasya dehe. So who is the Lord of all lords, who is the Supreme Lord, in his body, see the diversities of the entire universe. O Arjuna, O Lord Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya is saying here. So, and he says that Arjuna saw this. Arjuna, because ekastham jagat apashya devadevasya sharire. So he is now saying to Dhritarashtra that Arjuna saw this. He could see in the body of the Lord the entire, the unlimited expansion of this universe. So we see that Arjuna saw various parts of the universe in the various parts of the body of the Lord in various ways. In various ways. Okay, so the next one. ततस्सा विस्मयाविष्टो हिष्टरोमा धनञ्जय प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं कृताञ्जलिरभाषत. Translation. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. Now we see Vismayavishtaha Hristaroma Dhananjayaha. So Vismayavishtaha means being overwhelmed with wonder. Overwhelmed with wonder. Now see, here there is a sudden change in emotional expression. Until now, Arjuna was expressing the Shantya and Sakhya rasa. That we know that Arjuna is a devotee who exchanges with the Lord Sakhya rasa. So till now we saw that Sakhya and Shanta rasa were working as far as emotional situation or the expression is concerned. And now we see there is a sudden change in this emotional expression and the Adbhuta rasa is entering. Adbhuta rasa, that is wondrous. And this Vismaya Avishta is an ecstatic symptom, and Hristaroma, that is hair standing on end, goosebumps, what we call. So we see there are 12 rasas altogether, 5 primary rasas, that is Mukhya rasa, and it is permanent, and it is a Swarupa rasa also we can say, because in these 5 rasas, the pure devotees of the Lord with the Lord, that is in their swarupa, that is in their actual spiritual existence. And these 5 rasas are Shanta, that is neutrality; Sakhya, that is servitude; then Dasya, that is servitude; and then Sakhya, that is fraternity; and then Vatsalya, that is parenthood; and then Madhurya, that is conjugal. And there are 7 other rasas also, which are Gana rasa, that is secondary rasas, or temporary, or visiting, we can say. They come and go, they are not permanent. So the first is Adbhuta, that is wondrous; then is Hasya, that is comic; and then Veera, that is chivalrous; then Raudra, that is furious or anger; then Karuna, that is pathetic or mercy; then Bhayanaka, that is terrible, horror; and then Vibhatsa, that is odious. So we see here the natural loving friendship, Sakhya, is overwhelmed by wonder, that is Adbhuta. As we know, the Lord is the ocean of all rasas, Akhila Rasamrita Murtihi. So we see in terms of this, the expression of rasa and bhava, there is a vivid description in our Shastras, and here we see the Lord is alambana, that is the Vishaya or the object of rasas. So to develop this rasa, there is always an object which is needed, and that object of rasa is called Vishaya, and that is the alambana. Okay, so it is the Lord himself. And Arjuna, as we see, Tatasya Vismaya Avishta Rishtaroma Dhananjaya Pranamya Shirasa Devam Kritanjali Rabhashataha. That is, Arjuna is looking at the Lord again and again. He is so overwhelmed. And see, Arjuna, there we find the Uddipana. Uddipana means instigating of rasa. He is again and again looking at the Lord and offering respect with folded hands. Kritanjali, offering respect with folded hands. It is called Anubhava. With the bhava, there are that is a different bhava. Bhava can be explained in different dimension. That is, the first is Anubhava. Okay, so this Kritanjali. And then standing hairs on the end, it is a Satvika Bhava. It is Satvika Bhava. And when Vismaya Avishta, that is the mind being overwhelmed by joy and amazement, it is Sanchari Bhava. So there are different Bhava stages. And it is actually a combination. That is the Sthai Bhava, it is nourished by 4. That is Uddipana, Uddipana, Anubhava, Satvika Bhava, and Sanchari Bhava. These 4 bhavas combinedly represent the Sthai Bhava, which is Vismaya here, due to the entry of Adbhuta Rasa. So it is a little difficult maybe to understand. And it is also very much, we have to study this in our music also. So, yes. And I have explained sometimes in different contexts, right? Okay, so now we see the second subdivision we are moving to, that is Sanjaya narrating Arjuna's description here. And see here, due to the entry of Adbhuta Rasa, the situation is becoming grave. And so as the meter, okay, till now we were chanting these verses which were in Anushtup Chanda, and now it is Trishtup, a little more weighty. Okay, so okay. पश्यामि देवांस्तव देवदेहे सर्वांस्तथा भूतविशेषसङ्घान् ब्रह्माणमीशं कमलासनस्थं ऋषिंश्च सर्वानुरगांश्च दिव्यान्. So Arjuna said, just a minute. What happened? Translation. Arjuna said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents." So we see Arjuna saw the earth and heavenly planets under the providence of the Supreme Lord here. And we can also see Brahma and Shiva offering prayers to the Lord. We can see through the vision of Arjuna. And Arjuna saw the Lord's infinite forms. So we see the Lord has forms. He can reveal it anytime before us. And this is a concrete proof of this. And then also we see that Dhruva Maharaja, at the age of 5 years only, when he went to the forest and performed severe austerities and penances, the Lord personally came to him and revealed before himself. So Dhruva had the darshan of the Lord. It cannot be imaginary. We see our physical insight. It may sometimes be illusory. But Lord's spiritual form, that is eternally existing, it cannot be. Spiritual eyes see the things exactly as described in the Vedas and Puranas. So we need to have the spiritual eyes to see the spiritual body of the Lord. And we also have to understand that the words of the Vedas cannot be false. So before doubting, we should understand all these points. Okay, so we will move on because there are so many verses too. Okay, 16. अनेकबाहूदरवक्त्रनेत्रं पश्यामि त्वं सर्वतोऽनन्तरूपं नान्तं न मध्यं न पुनस्तवादिं पश्यामि विश्वेश्वर विश्वरूप. Translation. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many arms, bellies, mouths and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle and no beginning. Na anta na madhya na punastavadim. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Aneka bahu, aneka udara, aneka vaktra, aneka netram. So see, from 16 to 18 there is description, so I will only read the translation. There is nothing much to discuss. किरीटिनं गदीनं चक्रिणं च तेजोराशिं सर्वतो दीप्तिमन्तं पश्यामि त्वं दुर्निरीक्ष्यं समन्तात् दीप्तानलार्कद्युतिमप्रमेयम्. Translation: Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. So Kiritinam, Gadinam, Chakranam cha, that is the weapons the Lord holds in his hands. So as he is seeing many hands, so the weapons are also many. And the effulgence, it is already described in verse number 12. Okay, so the next verse. त्वमक्षरं परमं वेदितव्यं त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानं त्वमव्ययश्वाश्वतधर्मगोप्ता सनातनस्त्वं पुरुषो मतो मे. Translation: You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. So, Tvam Aksharam, Paramam Veditavyam, Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam, Tvam Avyayam, Avyayaha, Shashvata, Dharma Gopta. So these are all the qualities or adjectives Arjuna is using of the Lord. And you, Sanatana Tvam Purusha Matomi. So this is my opinion, which means I understood you. Arjuna is giving the proof also. अनादिमध्यान्तमनन्तवीर्यम् अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रं पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रं स्वतेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम्. Translation: You are without origin, middle or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms and the sun and eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. So we see from here the Ugra Rupa of the Lord is described by Arjuna. Till verse number 18, it was just normal description. But from 19, he is actually describing the Ugra Rupa of the Lord, which he is exhibiting now. Dyava prithivyoridaman Dyava prithivyoridamantaram hi vyaptam tvayekena dishascha sarvaha drishtadbhutam rupamugram tavedam lokatrayam pravyathitam mahatman. Translation: Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky, and the planets and all space between. O Great One, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. Verse 21. Amihi tvam surasangha vishanti kechid bhitah pranjalayo grunanti swastityukta maharshi siddha sanghaah stuvanti tvam stutibhih pushkalabhih. Translation. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying, "All peace," are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Verse 22. रुद्रादित्या वसवो ये च साध्या विश्वेश्विनौ मरुतश्चोष्मपाश्च गन्धर्वयक्षासुरसिद्धसङ्घां वीक्षन्ते त्वां विस्मिताश्चैव सर्वे. Translation. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, Rudra, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishvedevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. So we see here, as we just said, the Ugra Rupa is described, and Arjuna is giving the proof that many others have also seen this universal form along with Arjuna, so that they could bear witness, and also for they wanted to see the battle also. So like Devas, Asuras, Gandharvas, Kinnaras, they all gathered there and saw the Vishwarupa. Okay. So we see now from 23 to verse 31, the Kala Rupa will be described by Arjuna. रूपं महत्ते बहुवक्त्रनेत्रं महाबाहो बहुबाहुरूपादं बहूदरं बहुदंष्ट्राकरालं दृष्ट्वा लोकः प्रव्यथितास्तथाहम्. Translation. O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so I am. So Arjuna is afraid here. Okay, we will discuss it. But first, we will recite. Nabhasprisham deeptamanekavarnam vyattananam deeptavishalanetram drishtva hi tvam pravyathitantaratma dhritim na vindami shamam cha Vishnu. Translation. O all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. So here we see Arjuna. Okay, let me say here how this, when this Kala Rupa was exhibited, that is the fierce, terrible form of the Lord, it caused another rasa to come in the platform, that is Bhayanaka rasa. So it was Sakhya rasa and Shanta rasa in the beginning. Then Adbhuta rasa was introduced, and now Bhayanaka rasa, that is terrible, which produced the bhava which is called terror or fear, that is bhaya. Bhaya. So let me just recite the verses along with the translation. दंष्ट्राकरालानि च ते मुखानि दृष्ट्वैव कालानलसन्निभानि दिशो न जाने न लभे च शर्म प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास. Translation. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions I am bewildered. So Arjuna is actually becoming bewildered. So it is very difficult for him to tolerate that Bhayanaka form, that Kala Rupa, tremendously Ugra Rupa of the Lord. And he is actually losing his mental balance, seeing his dearest friend revealing such terrible form. So, okay, now 26, 27 together. Here Arjuna is saying how he sees the Kaurava Sena, the members of the soldiers of the Kaurava Sena, they are actually getting inside the mouth of the Lord, and this terrible description is here. Ami cha tvam dhritarashtrasya putraah sarve sahaivavani sanghaihi भीष्मो द्रोणः सूतपुत्रस्तथासौ सहास्मदीयैरपि योधमुख्यैः वक्त्राणि ते त्वरमाणा विशन्ति दंष्ट्राकरालानि भयानकानि केचिद्विलग्ना दशनान्तरेषु सन्दृश्यन्ते चूर्णितैरुत्तमङ्गैः. So, samdrishyate churnitair uttamangai. Uttamangai means heads. And they are seen, sandrishyate, they are seen with smashed heads. That is churnitaihi uttamangai. That is the... Okay, let me read the translation, you will understand. Translation. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths, and some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. So it is really terrible, isn't it? And now Arjuna is giving some beautiful examples also, how they are all rushing to the mouth of the Lord. यथा नदीनां बहवोऽम्बुवेगः समुद्रमेवाभिमुखा द्रवन्ति तथा तवामि नरलोकवीरा विशन्ति वक्त्राण्यभिविज्वलन्ति. Translation: As the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter blazing into your mouths. So, okay, the next also I will recite and then discuss. यथा प्रदीप्तं ज्वलनं पतङ्गा विशन्ति नाशाय समृद्धवेगः तथैव नाशाय विशन्ति लोकास्तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगः. Translation: I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths, as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. So, unknowingly, they dash to this destruction, the moths. Similarly, these non-devotees, that is the Dhritarashtra Putra and all, they will rush into the mouths. They are actually rushing into the mouths of the Lord, helplessly. But in the previous shloka, it is mentioned as Yatha Nadinam Bhavo Ambuvegaha. That means how the rivers flow into the ocean. It is their destination. It is not helplessly that they are going. The river water wants to get united with the ocean. So that is why it is their destination. They very joyfully dancing all the way moves to meet the ocean. So it is for the devotees like Bhishma Deva, and we see the next. Okay, the description is on 2 more verses. लेलीह्यसे ग्रसमानः समन्ता लोकान् समग्रान् वदनैर्ज्वलद्भिः तेजोभिरापूर्य जगत् समग्रं भासस्तवोग्राः प्रतपन्ति विष्णुः. Translation: O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays. So this beautiful description of Arjuna, you see, yes, though it is terrible, but at the same time it is beautiful. So vivid. आख्याहि मे को भवानुग्ररूपो नमोऽस्ते ते देववर प्रसीद विज्ञातुमिच्छामि भवन्तमाद्यं न हि प्रजानामि तव प्रवृत्तिम्. Yes. Translation: O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. Now Arjuna has truly become perplexed. He is asking his friend, his best friend, his dearmost friend, who you are, who you are, and what is your mission. So, and please be gracious to me. See, as this Kala Rupa is so fierce and terrible, we see the manifestation of this Vishwarupa. We see different things. So I have mentioned it in points. First, vision of the infinite, all pervading in one form. This is the first point. The second, the indescribable radiance and effulgence. I am starting from verse number 10. Okay, so from 10-11 we get this vision of the infinite, all pervading in one form. 13 also, and 12 we see the indescribable radiance and effulgence. Along with 12 we see this in verse number 20. 17, verse number 17. Diptanalarka dhyutim aprameyam. So there is the description of the indescribable radiance and effulgence. Point number 3, past, present and future in one place simultaneously. It was seen by Arjuna. Past, present and future, everything. Then we see the entire universe is seen, including Brahma, Shiva, all moving and non-moving things. That is in 15. Verse number 15. And then Bhagavan is the time, the great destroyer of the worlds. And there are two different examples. Rivers flowing into the ocean, it is for the bhaktas, for the devotees. And insects or moths dashing to destruction in the blazing fire, it is for the rest of the people. So it is mentioned in verse number 28 and 29. Then Arjuna's mind is perturbed, so as the others are also disturbed. Others' mind are also disturbed, according to Arjuna. He says this in verse number 23 and 24. How his mind is perturbed, and the minds of others, that is, who are also seeing the form. Okay, so with this we will now move on to the last division of this section, that is Sanjaya's description of the Kala Rupa that is revealed by the Lord himself. So here it is, Bhagavan Uvacha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi lokakshayakrit pravriddho lokan samahartumiha pravrittaha ritepi tvam na bhavishyanti sarve yeva sthitah pratyanikeshu yodhaah. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of few, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain." Text 33. तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठो यशो लभस्व जित्वा शत्रुं भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धं मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन्. This is a very, very wonderful section. Translation. Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. And you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. I will also read the next verse and then explain. द्रोणं च भीष्मं च जयद्रथं च कर्णं तथान्यानपि योधवीरान् मया हतांस्त्वं जहिमा व्यथिष्ठा युध्यस्वजेतासि रणे सपत्नान्. Translation. Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna and the other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies in battle. So this is a very, very important. Only 3 verses are there in this subdivision. 32, 33 and 34. But here we see the Supreme Lord assures Arjuna. He says, act according to my plan. Act according to my plan because, O Sabyasachi, because he was able to fight with both of his hands. As we know, Arjuna was a great archer. He was the greatest of archers. And he could throw the arrow by his right hand as well as by his left hand with equal perfection. So that is why he is Sabyasachi, who can use both his hands efficiently. Usually we do all the important things with our right hands. Some people are who are lefty, but usually. But here Arjuna was equally capable of using both of his hands. That is why Sabyasachi. And here Bhagavan says, Arjuna, act according to plan. Why? Because Nihitaha Purvameva. They are already put to death by my arrangement. So it is me who makes all the arrangements. Nimitta matra bhava, become just an instrument. Yasho labhasva, gain or win the fame. So Bhagavan gives fame to his devotees. We see Yashoda Maya, that is why Yashoda. So Yasha means fame. And we see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made all the arrangements for Srila Prabhupada to establish ISKCON and to preach Krishna consciousness all over the world. So we see there is a bigger plan of the Lord, and acting according to his plan is our part. So the pure devotees, they become a part of that plan willingly, and the rest of population unwillingly. So the intelligent people who are the pure devotees of the Lord, they willingly take part in the bigger plan of the Lord. And the rest of the population also do it, but unwillingly. So here we have to understand this, what Lord is saying, become an instrument. Become an instrument in His hand. It is our part. And win the fame. Come out victorious and enjoy the prosperous kingdom, as Bhagavan is saying to Arjuna. Why? Because the opponent party, they are already put to death by my arrangement. I want this battle to take place and I want to give you fame. That is why you must fight this battle. This is his conclusion in a very different way. Tasmat tvam uttishthah yashah labhasya jitva shatru bhungshva rajyam samriddham. Mayevaite nihata purvameva nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. So this is the most important learning from this chapter, we can say. So we must understand that whatever is happening, all the arrangements made by the Lord much before. And that is why here we see Arjuna is actually seeing the future, what is going to happen in the future. He is visualizing all the past, present and future happenings in the body of the Lord. So, why should we worry for every little thing in our life? We just have to surrender and naturally become a part of the bigger plan of the Lord. We just have to become a mere instrument in His hand. And the only responsibility at our end is we have to keep this instrument fit and fine. So that it can always be ready to take part in the bigger plan of the Lord efficiently. Okay. So with this we have come to the end of today's session. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.